Hello everyone, I'm Deepti Singh. I'm an admissions counselor for Japanese universities and I'm also a Japanese language and culture expert. So in today's video, I want to introduce you to Japanese language. I have already spoken about immense benefits of learning Japanese language. You can watch that video here, I'm tagging it. Still, whenever I meet students, many people share their concerns with me. I hear concerns like Japanese has so many characters. We have heard that it has lakhs of characters. How are we going to master this language? I hear people say that the kanjis, jo pictorial alphabets hote hai, you might have seen those used in Japanese language. They look very difficult for them and they wonder how they will ever be able to write those. Again, they have heard from people around them that Japanese is one of the most difficult languages to learn. So which is why they don't even start and attempt to learn this language. I understand these concerns can demotivate many of you who probably at some point of time would like to start learning Japanese, even if it is only as a hobby. In this video, I want to introduce you to Japanese language and demystify Japanese language for you and really bring forward some facts which will make you believe that it is not an impossible task to learn this language. And I really hope after watching this video, at least few of my viewers will think of starting to learn this beautiful language. So let's start with the basics. Japanese has 3 scripts. As you can see here, there is Hiragana, Katakana, and the third script is the Kanji. So first let me talk about the Hiragana script. So Hiragana is one of the 3 main scripts that Japanese has. It is used in Japanese writing system. And Hiragana has in all 46 characters. These 46 letters or characters are also called syllabograms, as each character has a corresponding one sound to these characters. Hiragana characters are not very difficult to learn. There are millions of free resources available online. You can definitely refer those. Now let's talk about Katakana. Katakana is basically a script which is used to write borrowed words from other languages. For example, it may not just be English language, there are some words which are borrowed from other foreign languages as well. So these words are also called loan words. Japanese have come up with this script only to describe these loan words. So for example, our names or name of our countries, these are all foreign words, and which is why they are written in katakana. Now these are proper nouns. Mostly all proper nouns are written in katakana unless they are Japanese names, because of course they have their own script, pictorial script, and they can be written in kanji. Whatever cannot be written in pictorial form in kanjis, they are written in katakana if they are loaned words. I will give you some interesting examples. For example, India in Japanese is called Indo. It is not called India, it is called Indo, and it is written like this. And it is in katakana script because it is a proper noun. Another word like bread. Bread is a loaned word, and in Japanese it is called pan. Pan, you will be surprised that it is taken from Spanish, and which is why it is not written in their native script, but it is written in katakana like this. There are many other words which are taken from all over the world and they are used in katakana in daily language in Japanese. Again, this katakana is also 46 in numbers. And the pronunciation of katakana is exactly similar as hiragana. Only the writing style differs a bit in both these scripts. If you master only these 92 syllables, you will be able to understand the pronunciation of Japanese language. And if your objective is to learn only spoken Japanese, only verbally, you want to master this language, then these 92 characters or syllables are enough for you to get started on your journey. But if in case you want to challenge yourself further and you would like to, explore this beautiful language further, then you will have to learn the third script also, which is the kanjis. So now, what are these kanjis? This is the devil everybody talks about. So kanjis are basically, as you can see on the screen, these are the pictorial letters that you probably must have come across. These are the Japanese characters, but surprisingly, kanji did not originate in Japan. It came from China. As the word itself, kanji, it means Chinese character. The first kanji, kan, that you see here, this means Chinese, and the second letter here is read as G, which means letter. So Chinese letter, kanji. So this kanji, surprisingly, in Mandarin Chinese, it is called as Hanzi. So now you see the similarity between both the languages, and it is very interesting to see that. Now, what are these kanjis? I want to talk little more about these kanjis, just so you shed off all those inhibitions and you don't feel intimidated next time when somebody talks to you about these kanjis and they want to tell you not to learn this language because it is difficult and kanjis are impossible to learn. So let's look at some of the kanjis to understand what they appear like. So here is an example of few kanjis. So the first one is the sun. So as you can see, the picture of the sun is slowly developing into a kanji, and finally we have a kanji which denotes sun, and it is pronounced as he. Second kanji, it is of a tree, and slowly it develops into another kanji which looks like a tree, and it is pronounced as ki. The third kanji, they look like mountains. They are called Yama. And the fourth one, there is a man, and slowly there is a kanji which is derived from this figure, which is read as Hito, or a person. So these are some of the examples of how kanjis are derived and are brought into character forms. You can see that they are inspired from nature. But here's the tricky part. Each of these kanjis can have multiple readings, at least two readings. So one is Onyomi, the reading which came from China originally, and then there is Kunyomi. Kunyomi is the reading that is used in Japan. Well, both the readings are used in Japan, but it was given in Japan to these Chinese characters. For example, this last kanji that we saw of Hito, or a person, when you look at this kanji alone, you will read it as Hito, which means a man. But when you see it along with other kanjis, like here, there are two kanjis together, then you read it not as Hito, but you read it as Ningen will become its reading. And both Hito and Ningen actually mean the same thing. Hito also means a man, and Ningen also means people or human being. Just the context is a little bit different. So here is the tricky part of kanjis. So in all, there can be thousands of kanjis, I agree. But the good news is you do not have to memorize all of these kanjis. In fact, there are only 2,136 kanjis that are to be memorized. To this date, even in Japan, only this list of 2,136 characters is selected for Japanese people to learn in order to be able to read, and it takes them about until high school to learn all these kanjis. It is vaguely the amount of characters that you need to be able to read Japanese newspaper. So if you're up for a challenge, I'm sure 2000 doesn't sound like a big deal to you, and these characters, trust me, once you start learning them, they are very interesting when you go deep within, where they're originated from, and when you start exploring more about them. I have met some students, in fact, who like to practice these kanjis because they are written in a particular order and it is very therapeutic to them, and they really like practicing these kanjis. So that's all for today, and I really hope at some level this video made you believe that Japanese is not as difficult as it was told to you, and I really hope at least few of my viewers will consider learning it, even if it is just to be able to understand those animes better. So until the next video, thank you very much.